Yo, 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 what it do? It's your boy Shadzilla coming back at you. Hey, today we're going to talk about the 5 things that you need to ask your hard money lender before you get a loan from them, all right? We're going to get into it. We're going to we're going to go through all 5 steps. Hopefully y'all learn something. If I leave something out, drop them in the comments. I got you. Let's get it.
For Rashad-Jennings, left-handed hook shot is Saigon Heat just having no answer for Rashad-Jennings.
My people, what it do? Hey, before we get into the rest of this video, I want to invite you to my text community. It's where we do giveaways, have exclusive content, as well as group coaching. So text me right now, 404-737-1498. Again, text me right now at 404-737-1498. Exclusive content, giveaways, group coaching. Holla at me right now. What you waiting on? Do it right now. Text me right now. Holla at me. First thing first, let's get into it. Hey, the first thing to ask your hard money lender, hey, what do you lend on? Like I tell people all the time, all hard money lenders are not created equal. Some people, they specialize in fix and flip. Some specialize in fix, flip, and hold. Some specialize in new construction. Some just do rental loans. What are your minimums? These are all type of questions that you need to ask. Hey, if I'm doing a construction loan, what's the minimum? Hey, we got $1 million minimum on that. You need to know all these different things. What is your fees? How many points are you charging me? What's my yearly APR? Some have a higher risk tolerance than others. For me personally, I like to look for those lenders with those 100% programs. But we'll get into that 100% program a little later. But right now, we need to focus on what you need to ask these folks. So ask them what they lend on, and also, no matter what they lend on, let's say if you got somebody say, hey, I lend on new construction, you need 3 to 5 of those lenders in your pipeline. If somebody say, hey, we specialize in fix and flip, you need 3 to 5 of those type of lenders in your pipeline. Hey, we specialize in commercial. You need 3 to 5 lenders that specialize in that particular that loan product. Because I'm gonna tell you, you don't want to be in a situation like me, and this is in real time. This just happened this week, last week, the week before last, and 2 weeks before that. I had lenders literally in my office. We were discussing 3 deals. It was the guy that my relationship, and then the guy that runs the company. So I had them in my office, and we were right here talking about 3 separate deals. We was talking about a car wash. We was talking about a subdivision, and we were also talking about a $500,000 flip. So these are all 3 different various. One's a business, one's a fix and flip, and one's a commercial construction loan. We were trying to get $1 million line of credit, which they said they would give me, but that goes to show what I'm going to get into next. I didn't hear from these folks for a month after that. They literally stopped answering the phone for me. And this is a lender who I've done over a dozen deals with. So I wasn't even prepared for that. But what I had put together now, this is my theory. This was right after the Feds raised the rates. So they raised the rates 3/4 of a point. And what I'm thinking is their margins got tighter and they couldn't find an investor on the back end to take any one of these loans, and they didn't know how to tell me. But that's just my theory. I hope that's it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I told the guy, I said, for us to have done as many deals as we've done, at least I think I get a call back or an explanation so I can go elsewhere. But they literally pulled the rug out from under me on 3 deals, and I'm thinking like, okay, I got time. They gonna answer the phone. I done did deals with them before. But then it came to the point where I had to just scramble and get other lenders. And what I did was, on the car wash, I ended up doing a lease purchase for 3 months so I could alleviate their payments. So what I did was I found their thumb screw. I found out what they didn't want. They didn't want the payments no more. So I said, hey, look, I'll take the payments off your plate. They wanted me to put down more earnest money. I said, look, I can put down more earnest money, but I'd rather be going towards something. So I'm going to be ended up paying that mortgage payment where a percentage of that is going to be coming off the price. Now, percentage of that is interest based on his loan. So it's kind of like I assumed the loan through a lease purchase, but not technically assumed the loan, if you know what I mean. So I saved the car wash. I ended up going with a different lender for the fix and flip and the $1 million line of credit on the community. But what I'm trying to tell you is I had other lenders. I was just so blinded by I've done so many deals with this one lender that I didn't even think to reach out to anybody else till my back was against the wall. So what I'm telling you is, hey, don't put your heart into any of this. It's strictly business. If something happens on their end, and they start showing true colors, you don't want to be the victim of that. You want to make sure you got different options, different lenders to go to, so you can keep your deals moving. Because one thing about it, two things for certain, if you under contract on a deal, they don't care about your lender. You not performing. It's gonna be smut on your name. Oh man, this guy, he put deals under contract, can't close. His lender don't answer. Like the lender was CC'd on all the emails. Cold turkey, not even answering. You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving you these real life experiences so you don't have to go through them. Hey, treat it like, I don't want to say dating, but I'm trying to figure out an analogy, man. Just make sure you got a lot of these people in your pipeline, because you can't just depend on one. The next thing you need to ask your lender is, can I negotiate my points? Now, points are basically percentage points that you need to pay upfront in order to do the loan. For example, let's say if I found the house for $100,000, it needed $50,000 to fix it up, so I'm all in for $150,000. And let's say there are points, they're charging 3 points. So I would do, let me get my calculator out so I can make sure. 150,000 times 3%, that's 4,500. So that's 4,500 that you're gonna have to pay up front, plus your closing costs, if you're getting a 100% loan. And we'll get into that on the next slide. But look, if you're getting a 100% loan, you'll just have to bring 45,000 plus the closing costs. But if you're getting a 70% LTV loan, you'll need to bring 30% down plus the 4,500 plus the closing costs. And I'll put this math up here on the screen so you can actually visually see it. But this amount versus what I usually bring to closing, because I do a lot of 100% hard money loans, is night and day, So that's why it's important to find these 100% hard money lenders. You want to find out what their points is. If it's, typically the point system is about 2 to 3 points. If you see someone that's doing 4 to 5 points, either the market has changed or there's a broker involved and somebody's putting a point on top. Now, that's not necessarily the end of the world if somebody's helping you get financing and they just kind of middleman in a point, but I wouldn't do 4. If I was new and that was my only way in, I would do 4. But at this point in time, I wouldn't do 4. Even when I see 3, I try to negotiate it down to 2. Because that is negotiable. That's just basically them getting paid up front, for doing the loan with you. So you want to make sure that you know what their point system is. Are the points negotiable? And if there's a broker involved, if they can get their points down from 1 point to a half a point, that type of thing. So those are the type of questions that you want to ask as far as the points with your hard money lender. Let's get into the next one. The third thing you need to ask your hard money lender is, do you pay referral fees? Because one thing that's going to happen is you get a hard money lender. Once you start learning the hard money game and the financing game, and you start getting these deals flowing and you start putting them on IG and everybody love you, your renovations look great, you racking up the rentals, you building your new constructions. The first thing people going to ask you, like, hey, who's your hard money lender? And what you want to make sure with your hard money lender that you're getting compensated for feeding them deals, because they're going to be eating off this. You know what I'm saying? Some people do a $300 flat fee. Some people offer a whole point. I've done it both ways. I've got the $300 fee because I really didn't like the structure that this particular hard money lender had. The structure they had was they would pay me a point to broker the deal, but I was in charge of getting all the documents from the buyer, from the borrower. So that sounded good at first, but I was like, man, you know what? I didn't get in this to be pushing paperwork. I mean, of course, I want the point, but it's taking me away from what I really should be doing, which is finding deals and finding money. So I stopped doing the broker thing. I started just getting my little 300 and going, because boom, I made the connection. He do the deal. I get a $300 check. So it's crucial to ask, if they pay referral fees, and if they do, how do they pay them, and how much are they paying? So that's one of the other questions you want to ask your hard money lender. You don't want to be leaving no money on the table, because these deals are going to be getting done regardless. You might as well be getting a little, you might well eat a little bit off for it too, all right? And that 300 come out the hard money people side, not the person that you're referring to. If I was to broker that deal, they would slap an extra point on top, and the person you bring ain't gonna have to eat that. That's another reason why I kind of stopped doing the broker deal, because I was referring my friends. And if I know that the actual rate is 3 and you're going to charge my people 4, I really wasn't feeling that. So that's why I never really did the broker deal. That one deal I did do, I didn't know the guy. And, I was just like, man, I got to eat, So, and that's just part of the game. But I didn't want to do my friends like that. So I just stopped brokering altogether. But those are some of the questions you need to ask. Make sure you got a referral fee. These deals going to get done. And they not going to bring it up if you don't ask. So make sure you ask that question. The fourth thing you need to ask your hard money lender is, do you have a 100% program? That's one of the main things I ask. That's 9 times out of 10, that's going to determine if we even got a shot at doing business together. Now, like I said, my first deal was 100% loan. So anything else would be downgraded. Like my first deal out the gate, my first flip, I got 100% loan. I ended up making $60,000, and all I had to put up was the $500 earnest money. I guess you could say I got spoiled from the jump. That's why I'm so big on these 100% programs. I have my VA make an Excel sheet, and I just have her go through every hard money lender in the Southeast and go on their website and see if they have anything about 100% loan, add them to the list, add their email, and what I'll do is I'll blast the deal out. Whoever responds is interested. So now we got a relationship. Now we got a chance to do some business together. So like I said, I'm always looking for them 100% loans. So if you get a 100% loan, all you have to bring to the table is your points, your closing costs, and then you got an interest-only loan for the duration of the loan. So for example, let's say a house costs $100,000, it costs $50,000 to fix it up. You all in for $150,000. So you're gonna end up paying 1% of that per month in interest-only payments. So at $150,000 all in, your interest-only payments would be $1,500 a month. And I'll say this too: the key to hard money is to get in, get out quick. From the day you close, you need to have your contractors lined up. You need to have your materials lined up. You need to be making sure if materials is on back order, what you need to order right now. I know right now in this current market, concrete, windows, HDPE pipe, all these materials are pretty scarce right now. So when you're doing your budget, you need to be calling these supply houses like, hey, how far out are we on windows? How far are we out on pipe? How far are we out on concrete? You know what I'm saying? Because when you get to that stage in the game, if the electrician is, now these are just examples, if the electrician is dependent on the plumber to finish, but the plumber is out 6 weeks, now he got to time it up for he to come back, but now his schedule don't match up, you losing time. So it's not linear. Like you really got to bring the whole scope together, and it's gonna be obstacles. That's a given. But the thing is to minimize the chaos. It's so many moving parts, so many subs, but you want to minimize the chaos. And the way you can do that is by getting ahead of your budget, pre-ordering these materials. Because even if you pre-order, a lot of times you just got to put a down payment on till you pick them up, or not pick them up. You just got to pay right before they deliver them. So it just depends on what supply house you got. It depends on the relationship you got with them. So yes, you want to get ahead of the curve on ordering these materials, because like I said, the key to hard money is getting in and get out. Now, that 1,500 might not sound like a lot, but it is a lot if you got a $1,500 interest only payment. Oh, and then you go over budget, or you got to fire a contract and somebody else got to come do it twice. Oh yeah, now it ain't peaches and cream, right? So you got to really be a problem solver. You got to be you got to try to be ahead of the curve, because them 1,500 payments is gonna be coming every first and fifth of the month. So you want to be able to get in and get out. And that's why I want to keep as much money in my pocket as I can on the front end, because I know I might be the one that have to fund everything when stuff goes bad. So if I'm putting 30% down plus the points plus the closing costs, man, let's do some quick math real quick. Let's say I had to bring a $30,000 down payment, $4,500 for points. So now I'm at $34,500, and let's say closing costs $2,000. So now I'm at $36,500. I'm out of $36,500 and I ain't even bought one material yet. Now, and we're gonna get into this on the next slide. The draw schedule. So the way draw schedules work, you gotta front that first wave of construction. So let's say that first wave of construction is $20,000, but you already was out $36,500, $36,000. Now you got to front another 20 just to start construction, and they got to come out and check the work before they cut you a check back. You out of $56,000. How many deals can you do like that? You know, you probably only do 1 or 2 deals, even if you liquid. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, I'm going out to these 100% programs because it's night and day. So you got, let's say on that first scenario, we got $36,000 out of pocket, plus you got to front the first wave. Now, in this 100% program scenario, I only got to bring the points and the closing costs. So we got 4,500 plus 2,000, we 6,500. And I'm a realtor, right? So I get paid to buy my own deals. So 9 times out of 10, I got a 3% commission. That X's out. I really wouldn't even have to produce nothing. I can go to the title company and say, hey, take my closing costs and what I need to close, and just take it out of my commission check. And I don't even feel it. That's why I always tell people, and I'll put a link to this video. I'm doing a video on this next, why I think everybody should get their real estate license. I see a lot of videos, people say, oh, you don't do it, it's too much liability. I mean, I use it beautifully. I get paid to buy deals. And it makes me not to bring no money to closing. So we'll get into that later. But let's get into this next slide. But that's why I like the 100%. That's why I like the 100% hard money loans, is because I got to bring less money to closing. I can do more deals. I can stay more liquid. I can stay more nimble. And it just makes sense. Why put down 30% if you don't have to? The last thing that you want to ask your hard money lender is about their draw process. This is so crucial because it's going to be a domino effect if you don't do this right. If you don't ask the right questions, it's going to be a domino effect. So you want to ask them, hey, what's your draw process like? Is it the same day when I request a draw? Do you request pictures and send a wire? That's the easiest way to do it. Or do you need 24 hours? Do you need 48 hours? Do you only fund on Fridays? Some people say, hey, I only fund on Fridays. These are things you need to know, because if you got money tied up and your contractors need to be paid and you waiting on these draws to come back and you can't pay your contractor, that's going to cause friction, right? So what your contractor is going to do, and I'm telling you because I done seen this before, this ain't my first rodeo. If you late paying your contractor because you waiting on a draw from your hard money lender, they gonna start being less and less dependable with you. And they gonna go to where the money flows and where they don't have to wait on their money, because they already done did the work. Unless y'all had a pre-set up agreement, like the agreement I got with my people is I'll pay for the materials and then you get paid as you pass inspection. You got to pass inspection in order to get paid. I'll pay for the materials, you front the labor, and when the city inspector comes out, he says good to go, boom. Because one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to pay people up front, because look, something happened, they less motivated to come back out. They already got paid. They feel like they working for free, even though they just coming out to fix what they already fucked up. They think they working for free because they already got paid. That's why you gotta see the world for what it is, not for what you hope it is. You gotta see it for what it is. You do not get paid till you pass inspection. And that's just the way it gotta be. Because at the end of the day, we gotta protect ourselves at all times. But these are the 5 things that you need to ask your hard money lender. Definitely. It'll make you smarter. It'll mitigate your risk. And you'll know how to see around corners. So talk to as many hard money lenders as you can. You know, like I said, you need 3 to 5 in each category because they get flaky, and you know you wanna make sure that not one person is in control of your entire process. So if y'all got any questions, comments, leave them in the comments. Like I said, I got a new membership program. Go check it out. Check out the tiers. Each tier, I'm giving away different stuff. The top 2 tiers, if you leave a comment, I'll respond via either a YouTube short, or I will do a full-length, in-depth video explaining your question or comment. Or if you got a deal, I'll break that deal down on video too. So holla at me, all right? I hope y'all got something out of this video. Let's get to it. We about action. We not going down on YouTube rabbit holes, just watching videos for entertainment. We putting pen to paper. We putting feet to the pavement. We getting on the phone. If we ain't got a VA, we making a list ourselves. If you got a VA, get a VA to make you a list. Then you're going to call that list. Then you're going to get a deal. Then you're going to email everybody on that list, blind copy them, blast it out. The people that respond are the people that's interested, all right? It ain't hard, man. You just got to follow the process, trust the process, all right? Let's get it. Hey, I hope y'all got something out that last video, and most importantly, I hope y'all take action on what you learned. I'm very big on taking action. Speaking of taking action, if you are an accredited investor and interested in investing in some of my deals, go to www.postprocapital.com/invest and check out our deals, all right? All right, I see y'all on the other side. Let's get this money.